What's up, everybody? This is HD, and I'm coming at you guys with a very special presentation here. This is none other than Diablo 3. That's right, I now have access to Diablo 3's beta. I've actually had access for a couple of days now, but I wasn't sure if I was legally able to upload content. But now I am sure, and I just wanted to show you guys some awesome Diablo 3 content. So, as you guys can see, I do have a Demon Hunter here, and she is one of the 5 character classes in Diablo 3. There's the Monk, the Wizard, the Demon Hunter, the Warrior, the Barbarian, and the Witch Doctor. I have played through the game a few times now. This is my level 8 Demon Hunter, as you guys can see, and I already beat the beta with her before, and I just wanted to do another quick run through to show you guys the game. I'm going to try to keep the commentary as light as possible, talk to you guys a little bit about what I like and what I dislike about this game. Don't get me wrong, this game knocks the pants off most games on the market. I think this game is awesome. But yeah, I'll just do a quick little video about this this awesome little beta that I have, and give you guys a little bit of the lowdown. So anyways, as you guys can see, this is the beginning of the game, and this is, I guess this is New Tristram, which is the replacement for Old Tristram. It's not in the same location, but it's next to it. There's actually an area called Old Tristram. But I do have a Demon Hunter that I beat the beta with already. The beta, by the way, guys, contrary to popular belief, is not the entirety of Act 1. It's actually only up to the first boss, quote-unquote boss, called Leoric the Skeleton King. Which, now that I think about it, Leoric is... isn't Leoric the same guy from Dota, the Skeleton King? I don't even know. That's kind of weird. But,
you look as though you could...
That is the waypoint system right there. I just used the waypoint and teleported myself back into the same town. As you guys can see, though, this game is very, very similar to the old Diablo 2. You have, you know, great sound effects. This game is something that Blizzard did really well when it came to sound effects. I love it. I mean, the arrow shots, the spells, the casts, everything is great. The voice acting is very good as well, as you guys can hear right now. So it looks like a couple of wounded here are turning against me, and I'm just gonna go ahead and slap him, show him who's boss. But yeah, this Demon Hunter I'm playing with right now, I've already went up to Skeleton King, and I went up to level 8 or so, and I decided to run through the game one more time rather than show you guys the footage of the first time I ran through it. And the reason for that is because I was really slow the first time I ran through it, and I didn't think you guys wanted to see a really slow walkthrough. And so I decided to run through it again at level 8, show you guys a quick speedy run through, and basically show you guys how awesome this game is. And right now I'm just selling some stuff to this bartender right here, giving him some of my old equipment that I picked up. I just found out that I had a better bow than what I was using, so I'm going to go ahead and equip the better bow. By the way, guys, I don't know if I went through this already, but I'm sure you guys already know. Diablo 3 has 5 classes: the Barbarian, the Wizard, the Monk, the Demon Hunter, and the Witch Doctor. I've only played the Witch Doctor and the Demon Hunter so far, both of which are very cool. But every character actually has a different mana system, which is kind of cool. Even though it is kind of similar, the Wizard uses mana, I believe. The Witch Doctor also uses mana. The Demon Hunter, though, uses a combination of rage or fury or anger or something like that, and discipline. And you guys can see in the bottom left of the screen is my health. And then in the bottom right, I actually have an orb that's cut in half in the vertical direction. So on the left, that red stuff is my anger or hatred or something like that. And then on the right is my discipline. Some spells require hatred, which regenerates quickly, and some spells which are more passive based or tact based, I guess you could say, like jumping or laying traps, are discipline based. And that energy regenerates a little bit slower. So anyways, I do have a golden belt right there. The item system is still very similar to the old one. You have grade items, which in Diablo 2 were the crappiest items. They had like tears and holes and other random stuff that made it kind of garbage, but it was good in Act 1. And then you have the blues and the yellows, and I haven't seen any golds or anything like that, or uniques, which is what you would call it. I haven't seen anything like that yet, but so far the game very, very much feels like Diablo 2, which is good. You guys can see that a barbarian did join my game. I created the game as public. By default, you create games on private, which I think is a little weird. At first I was like, why isn't anyone joining my games? But I do have a barb that joined my game. I created the game on the first quest of Act 1 so that I could do this run through as quick as possible, as I said before. By the way, guys, the graphics are set to maximum. You guys can see this is how good Diablo 3 would look if you guys had a maxed out system. Ooh, those sound effects are awesome. Well done, Blizzard, well done. Okay, so my barbarian friend here, I'm just gonna call him Bob, because I can't actually see what his name is on my post-editing program, so I apologize, guys. Bob and me here are on a mission to slay the Skeleton King, and there's a couple things we have to do. The objectives, very similar to World of Warcraft, you have the objectives on the right. Gotta slay some bitches and kill off some other stuff. And there was one of them right there, so I gotta kill one more. I do have a little rabbit walking next to me. Yes, it's very cute. It's a little companion you can get when you're picking up items. Sometimes you get this little scroll, the companion, and if you use it, it's a little critter that walks around you for a temporary amount of time, I think, and it picks up gold for you. That's kind of a nice thing. Into the dank cellar we go. Anyways, guys, let's talk a little bit about the skills for the Demon Hunter. I want to do a video for each character if possible. This first one will probably be longer than the rest. Simply because it's my first Diablo 3 video, which I'm so excited about. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the skills here. Oh, hold that thought. This is actually Old Tristram. So I believe this is the original Tristram, and that little house right there is where Akara would be. If you guys played the original Diablo 2, which was like the best RPG of all time. Sorry, WoW guys, sorry. Diablo 2 is way better. I'm sorry. This little thing was the campfire, I guess. This is where Charcy was. Oh no, Charcy was at the top right. This is where Geed was. This sold you like all the gambling gear and all that funny stuff. And I don't know where that thing came from, but anyways, yeah, let's talk a little bit about the skills for the Demon Hunter. So far I'm only up to level 8 or 9, and that is a waypoint, by the way. And the way the skill system works, I'm not completely sold on yet. And I know I should save my criticism for, you know, for later when I have actually played through the game already, but I'm just going off my first impression, and I know first impression does matter. So it is definitely really cool, don't get me wrong, but I'm such an old school lover of the old skill system in Diablo 2, where every level would be 1 skill point and every level would be 5 stat points, and then you could customize your character to the way you wanted it to be. So if you had an Amazon in Diablo 2, you could get you know, all your points into strength and be a super crazy strength Zon, or you could, you know, put all your points into vitality and have a lot of life. It was really interesting how you could customize your characters, and of course the skill tree meant you could be a Javazon, you could be a Boazon, you could be a Passazon, Passivzon. I have no idea, but in Diablo 3 it seems like the skills and stats are preset for you. So it's very similar to World of Warcraft system in that manner, which I don't know. I really like the customizability, and now as it stands, it seems like only items are the way to differentiate your character from somebody else's Demon Hunter or whatever. So I don't know. That's my little small gripe about the game, and maybe Blizzard will change it for Diablo 3's release. Maybe not, and I'm sure there's plenty of ways to customize your character, so I might be totally off track. But this is just my first impression, guys. So.
Adria was my mother, but I don't know much
Besides
about
that, though, the
She
game
died
is
when I
quite
was
awesome.
very young.
You guys can
I
see
was
that
raised by Uncle Decker.
it does have the
What of
old
your
system
father?
of left clicking
I'm told
and
he was
right
a
clicking.
great
So
warrior who was
on
lost
the
when
middle
Tristram
of
fell
the
into
heads
the
up display on the bottom, you guys can see two boxes in the
Something
middle
over here.
that are kind of glowing orange or highlighted orange. The left one looks like an arrow, the right one looks like, I don't know, Minesweeper. The left one's your left mouse click, the right one's your right mouse click. You can swap skills in and out of there.
I never met Dalton.
And when you first start the game, you can only have up to 2 skills. When you get to level 6, yes, Captain Dalton is dying. When you get to level 6, you actually unlock a 3rd skill slot, and then you can put a 3rd skill on 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So you guys can see I have this
Here's the key, and my mother's journal.
weird spell number 1. I
I've
think
seen
it's
the
kind of like
rest of
Hunter's
stuff.
Mark in World of
I
Warcraft.
want to know more about her, but that can wait. We need to save Uncle Deckard first.
I will go. Stay here and learn what you can.
Thank you.
But anyways, this game is pretty awesome, just slaying stuff, walking around, and most of the time you can just right-click everything and kind of own them and kill them. My left mouse click skill, by the way, guys, is called Hungering Strike, which is like a piercing arrow that can go through an opponent, which is actually pretty good. My right mouse click is... It's kind of a weird little, it's called like the boa shot or something like that, and it shoots out like an orange thing. I'll show you guys right now if I can find an end monster. There, that's what it is, but I didn't really hit anything. It basically, it wraps itself around the opponent, and then it blows up and does AoE damage, as you guys can see. It's actually a really cool shot. So it looks like we're in the cathedral right now. Yeah, so it's the cathedral level 1. I don't remember in Diablo 2 if it was also called a cathedral. I'm assuming it was.
My quarry must be near.
And that apparently is where the fallen star falls. So the whole storyline behind Act 1 is some kind of star hits the ground, destroys a bunch of stuff. Deckard Cain gets sucked in for whatever reason. You have to go find Deckard Cain, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to go find Deckard Cain and killing off some monsters and zombies in the cathedral. Now, I don't know if this is the same cathedral that there was in Diablo 2, and I don't know if it was called a cathedral. I want to say it was a monastery or something. I might be wrong, though. It could be the same cathedral. I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some of the other skills. So you guys can see I have 3 skill slots. My first skill is quote-unquote Hunter's Mark from World of Warcraft. The second skill is like a vault or whatever, which uses Discipline. And the third skill, I just switched out for Base of Fire. I'm actually using the vault right now to kind of leap around, which I guess is kind of nice for PvP. Not so great for PvM, but PvP, of course, meaning player versus player. PvM meaning PV player versus monster. Now my evasive shot's kind of cool. If you're next to an opponent or too close to him, you kind of like do a little barrel roll backwards, which is actually pretty useful. But it looks like another Demon Hunter actually joined the game, so we have 2 Demon Hunters and a Barbarian right now. I'm also using my Caltrops skill right now, just to show you guys a little bit more about my current skill sets. Caltrops is kind of like a mass snare, which is kind of nice to have as well. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't the most thrilled with the Demon Hunter. I mean, I love Amazons and I love the whole ranger aspect or hunter aspect, but the Demon Hunter in this game seems, I don't know, it just seems kind of weak to me. Because I just played the Witch Doctor following this video that I'm making right now, and it was so much easier to run through stuff. I mean, the Demon Hunter's damage just doesn't seem to be quite there. The Witch Doctor is kind of boss. It goes around throwing frogs and spraying like mad dogs and zombies everywhere. It's actually really strong and really cool. I think my next video will probably be about the Witch Doctor. You guys might also notice my name is Baneling Bust. I don't think it shows it anywhere on the screen, but my name, I did choose it to be Baneling Bust. there's my actual grenade skill, which is kind of cool. You can use your mouse to select where you want the grenades to land, and then you just right click, because it's on my right mouse button hotkey. I don't know what that barbarian's doing. Guess Barb still have the same spells from the original Diablo 2, shouting and yelling and screaming and all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip forward to the next scene in the game. I know you guys probably don't want to see me just lulling my way through this, because I'm sure you guys have seen plenty of Act 1 content already, or up to the Skeleton King content already, and I just want to show you guys the highlights about everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick jump into the next part of this video. Okay guys, welcome back to part 2 of this video. It wasn't really much of a skip at all. It was just like 30 seconds. But anyways, some of my teammates went ahead and joined, or went into the trigger for the next part of the scene. They found Deckard Cain or whatever. So here's Deckard Cain. Still the same old actor he's always been. Help! Help me! He says that sometimes when you're trying to rescue him. Reminds me of all the old good times. Anyway, so we're gonna come down here and save him. And it's not too hard, since of course I'm pretty high level. And we're all actually pretty high level at this point, so these opponents aren't the hardest.
Thank you, but why?
And there it is.
Leah asked for my aid. She will be relieved to see you again.
I really like how you can actually attack things on the ground. You guys saw that barbarian kind of slashing those skeletons that were just chilling. You can interact a lot with the environment here in Diablo 3. You can auto attack based on the ground just by holding shift and left clicking or right clicking. So you can just attack in town. You can attack wherever you want. Unlike, it's very different from World of Warcraft. For everybody who's never played Diablo 2 and only played World of Warcraft, this game it's a lot more interactive and realistic. For example, if you drop an item literally makes that sound and drops on the ground. It's the same effect actually from Diablo 2, which I love so much, by the way, guys. And the item system, all the items actually have their own little Tetris kind of block. Instead of being a 1x1 square, your items actually, like a sword, actually takes more space than, say, like a charm or a ring or something like that. So it's really cool. But the interaction with the environment is actually one of the things that I like most. You can kind of blow up a chandelier and watch it fall and destroy everything. Pretty cool stuff. Anyways, this guy's having an issue right here. Apparently his wife is like corrupted and is about to become like a demon or an undead or something like that. So we've got to go help him by killing her. And so I feel bad for him, but whatever. This game is very, very dark. It's not all happy and lighty, which, you know, it's awesome because this is what the Diablo franchise is all about. This guy's sharpening his blades before we can even fight him. And there we go. So she turns into some kind of an undead witch.
I've done this without you. I'm in your debt.
He seems pretty happy about killing off his wife.
Adrian, I need your aid. I must find Leoric's crown.
I can help you there. It's buried with his chancellor, my grandfather. You'll find his tomb in a cemetery.
So anyways, as you guys can see, I am running through a lot of this, and I'm not really going through the storyline too much because I'm sure you guys already have seen plenty of videos with the storyline, and if you guys haven't, then you guys are probably trying to avoid it, not wanting to spoil it for yourselves. But
coming this time.
essentially what I have to do right now is find some kind of a crown and place it on the Skeleton King's head to wake him up or some weird thing like that. So I'm just gonna blow on through it, breeze on, and figure out where I can find this skeleton crown at. Got like these fat little pudgy ghosts chasing after me. I don't know what that's all about, but if you stay next to them when they blow up, they actually do a bunch of AoE damage, so you definitely don't want to be next to them when that happens. That power shot is freaking awesome though. It's probably one of my most favorite spells. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a jump up to the next clip. Alright guys, here we are. So I just went ahead and fast forwarded a couple of minutes through this little recording that I have. We were actually now searching for the crown still, and I was wondering if my partner here would be willing to play with a couple more players, because I felt like, you know, Diablo is all about it's a team aspect game. The first time you play through it, you might want to play it by yourself, so you know, your teammates don't skip through all the cinematics and skip through all the storyline and rush to the end. So I asked him if he wanted to get some partners in the game, and so I said, let's just go ahead and leave this one, join the next available public one, and so that's what we're doing. I'm going to go ahead and leave the game. It takes 10 seconds to leave. And let's see, I guess you guys will see a little bit of the main menu right here. This is the main menu, and basically you can go to public games or start your own public game. You guys can see how many people are on which quest in Act 1, which is the only act that shows right now. And so we're on a Shattered Crown, and there's only 9 players playing it right now. So just hit join, it'll search for the most available game. And as you guys can see, I hop on into this game with one person. And we're back right into New Tristram, but those flags do allow you to teleport to wherever your teammate is at, or your party is at, and the waypoint allows you to teleport to anywhere on the map that you've already accessed. So it's pretty convenient stuff. One other gripe, now that I've been thinking about it, is the 4-player limit per game. I am actually not too happy about that. Diablo 2 had an 8-player max per game, which was just so much more, awesome. And I don't know why Blizzard decided to make it 4. Maybe it was just graphical challenges or technical challenges, or maybe they have a different direction they want to take Diablo 3 in. But I definitely feel like Diablo 2 had a better party system with 8 players. Anyways, you guys can see I'm talking to this merchant right now. I'm gonna try to go buy some stuff, and I've noticed, hey, a quiver, which you don't actually need a quiver in this game. You don't need to hold arrows or anything, but it gives you more stats or whatever. So I decided to buy a new bow and quiver. You guys can see most of the items take 2 slots right there in the Tetris box backpack, except for potions and identify scrolls and other things like that. So that apparently is the monk right there, and that guy looks pretty awesome. At this moment, I was like, whoa, that guy looks like Jackie Chan. So this is actually the character I want to play next. I played the Demon Hunter, I played the Witch Doctor. I definitely want to try the monk next. He just looks super sexy. He's just like hand-fisting and slapping fools around. And I don't know, that looks pretty cool to me. So right now we have a Barbarian, a Demon Hunter, myself, and that monk. And I'm not too sure who the last person is. But we do have a 4-player game right now, so it is maxed. And actually, I'm not sure if this area right here actually looks like the Den of Evil. If you guys played Act 1 in Diablo 2, Lord of Destruction, or even just a normal Diablo 2, you guys probably remember the Den of Evil. It was the very first quest in Act 1. This is called the Den of the Fallen, and it really reminds me of the Den of Evil. A lot of Act 1 reminds me of the original Act 1, which I wasn't expecting when I first loaded up D3. I didn't think Act 1 would take place in the same location, but it does. New Tristram is literally like next door to Old Tristram. And, whoa, I just leveled up right there. Cool, so I reached level 9. It shows you what new skills you get. And similar to the last system, like I said before, it picks your skills for you. There is no way to customize it as far as I know. And hopefully in the future, maybe you can. But this new skill is called Chakram.